with the Super Bowl coming up, I thought I'd build a Super Bowl party table. So here's what I got. It's just a table. Now, the top of it actually opens up. That way you don't miss a part of the game to get up and run and get a drink. You have it right there. Also, if you're hungry, it's got a side shelf for chips, and on the other side, another shelf for dip, or whatever you want to put. The legs are actually made out of beer bottles, but they're really strong. And to prove it to you, the first thing you need to do is drink a few beers. Although I don't recommend working with power tools after you've been drinking. The next thing we're going to do is take a couple 1x4s and cut 4 32-inch pieces. Here's my 4 32-inch pieces. I'm going to measure 1 3/4 on every side of every board. I'm going to measure across 1 3/4 and then connect the dots. I'm going to take those 4 boards and cut them out with a 1 1/8 inch Forstner bit. Now I'm going to take a couple more 1x4s and cut 4 pieces to 25 inches. Now I'm going to take my pieces and line them up. Works pretty good. I'm going to take this piece again and measure 2.5 inches from each side. I'm going to take the top 2 sides and measure in 6 inches. Now I'm going to take a hole saw and cut all those pieces out. And there you have your holes cut out. You guessed it, a couple more 1x4s, you need 4 more 32-inch. Well, I ran out of 1x4s, but I have some scraps left over from my coffin gun case, and I'm just going to make some more 1x4s. Now I'm back to the 1 1/8 inch Forstner bit, and I'm just gonna drill them out. Now I'm just dry fitting everything. Now that it's all test fitted, I'm going to glue it all together. Just making some 32-inch beams for the tabletop. I'm just going to take a 1x12 and cut it down the middle for the outer 2 pieces of the tabletop. The reason I'm using 1x12 cut in half for the first 2 planks on the tabletop is because a 1x4 won't cover the top of that beer bottle, but a 1x12 cut in half will cover it just fine. Perfect fit. I'm taking another 1x12 and cutting it down to 7.5 inches. Now how this is going to fit together, I've got 2 1x4s cut down to 32 inches. And this 1x12 that I cut down to 7.5 inches, now I just need to cut grooves in them so it'll slide back and forth. Now I'm just going to cut the grooves in the 1x4s. I've also cut these runners here to slide into the grooves. Now I'm just going to glue it all together. What I'm doing here is taking 5 1x4s and making what's going to be the ice chest, and I'm going to line it with styrofoam. And it's going to mount up underneath the table. And here it is with the ice chest put in it. Now I just need to find a way to put the styrofoam in there. So I'm just going to epoxy these styrofoam pieces in. And there it is. I'm just taking a couple 1x12s. And these are going to be the shelves and sliders. Now that I got all the pieces cut out, I'm just trying to find out how they're going to fit in here. Now I'm just going to epoxy these bottles in. Here's the table fully built. I'm going to stain it to be the same color as the entertainment center in the living room. And I could have done a couple extra things like drilled the hole for a handle, but I don't mind just sliding it out the way I do, because I just want the tabletop to look nice and flat and it be a hidden slide. So I'm not gonna drill a hole or put a handle on it or anything for sliding it out. I could have also taken where the bowls sit and drilled a hole for them to sit in so they don't slide around, but they seem to do alright. And plus it increases my options of what I can put in there. Maybe I don't always want to put chips and dip out on the table. I could want to put some other kind of snacks out, or plates, or whatever. So, well, there you have it, guys. Please subscribe and I'll be bringing you a lot more cool videos. Thanks.